Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so all my supplies you can purchase from Stampin' Up through me at the address at the top of the screen, and there's one link below. I hope everyone had a nice Valentine's Day yesterday. Now into spring. I can't wait for it to come. Today I made this box. It's got a flip top on here with a Velcro closure. These are 3/8 inch Velcro dots. And the box itself measures 5 by 2 1/4 by 1 1/2. And you can fit, let me see, 2 bottles of adhesive in there. Of the liquid glue, so that should give you an idea of how much will fit in here. I also wanted to say I got 2 emails from Patty G. First, thank you for your donation. I have tried to send the email back, and both times it came back as undeliverable. So I don't know why, but I haven't been able to get in touch with you. But I am so grateful for your donation. Thank you so much, and for your following my channel. That really helps. Everything helps when you guys watch, when you guys like. It's just really great. Okay, so today's project I used the Happy Hedgehogs. I didn't use a hedgehog today, but one of them will be coming up. I used the cute little bird and the mushroom. I really wanted to use that. I did make a thank you card for everyone who donated, and I sent them last week, so they should have them already. A few people I didn't have their address, so unfortunately I couldn't. But this is the card I made, and I loved it, so I wanted to do a version with a gift box. This is the reverse side of one of the Peach DSP pieces that has the Balmy blue in it, so that's why I picked it. And on this one I made the mushroom with not Smokey, but crumb cake. Instead of this one I used Saffron. Alrighty. Okay, so what we need for our supplies is a piece of Balmy blue that is 8 by 7 3/4. I cut this rectangle from the rectangle stitch dies, and this rectangle is about, it's not exactly, 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. It is the third to smallest on this bigger side. Alright. I also used the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper, and we needed 6 pieces. 2 that are 2 by 3 1/2, 2 that are 1 1/4 by 3 1/2, and 2 that are 2 by 1. Alrighty, and that's all we need. I also used the Frayed Ribbon and the 2021 to 2023 in color dots, and of course some Stampin' blends. Alrighty, so let me get my Simply scored. Okay, and on the 8-inch side we're going to score at 1/2, 2 3/4, 4 1/4, and 6 1/2. Then we're going to turn it a quarter turn to the 7 3/4 side, and we're going to score at 1 1/2, 5 1/4, and 6 1/2. Okay. And then I'm just going to, fold and burnish. Okay. Alright. Now, how we're going to look at it, as the skinniest rectangle is on the left-hand side, and there are 2 1 1/4 inch strips at the top. Alright, this is a 1 1/2 inch strip, and this is what we're going to do. Alrighty, so we're going to get rid of these 2 skinny rectangles, and then these 3, and wedge our squares into tabs. Alrighty, so we're going to start on the bottom left, skinny rectangles on the left, and we're going to get rid of this lowest rectangle, and we're going to wedge up a little bit into the pieces above it. Right, we're going to go, let me just trim this a little better. Okay, to the other side of this rectangle, we're going to cut straight to the first score line, skip the square for a second, and cut to the first score line, and then we're going to wedge each side of the square. Okay. All right, now we're going to move to the other side of this rectangle and cut it straight to the first score line and wedge each side of the squares. This one. All right, that's the bottom. And we're going to turn it 180 so the skinny rectangle is on the right-hand side. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3 rectangles. We're just keeping this one here, and we're getting rid of this one here. So let's start on the right for this one. We're going to get rid of this lowest rectangle here, and then wedge up a little bit into the one above it. Okay. Now we're going to leave this rectangle alone, and we're going to cut to the first rectangle here, and then get rid of all these 3. So I'll just turn it, and then I'll cut up to the third score line and take that off. Okay, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you've scored it and cut it. All right, now we need our tear and tape, and we're going to put it on the entire, what's left of the entire skinny rectangle close to the score line. And I'm going to get my take your pick tool, and I'm going to take off the backing and just roll back any pieces that went over the lines. All right, we're going to flip it over, flip the side with the tape, and then the other side over to meet it. And if it doesn't meet exactly, your cardstock might just have been a little off in cutting. So just lift it up like this and just make sure that it meets straight. Okay, so then this is our back where the seam is, okay? So we're going to put the sides in the back, and this is where we want to put our tear and tape, on the back of the front flap on the bottom. Not too straight, but it'll do. Okay. And I'm just going to match it up. And you see I cut this a little bit crooked, so all I have to do is just trim it off. Okay, all right, now before we close the box, we're going to put the DSP on. All right, so we need 2 pieces that are 2 by 3.5 for the front and the back. And I'm going to use liquid glue. Okay, and then 2 pieces that are 3.5 by 1.25 for both sides. Okay, and 2 of them that are 2 by 1, and they're going to go on the flap and the back. Okay, and then we're just going to leave that to dry a minute. All right, and now we're going to do some stamping, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat because this is a photopolymer. All right, so we're going to be using Tuxedo Black Ink, and I'm going to start with the sentiment, which is this one. It says, "It's so nice of you to be so nice." And I'm just going to put this towards the bottom, but make sure it's right side up. Almost all the way to the bottom, okay? All right, and then I'm going to shoot to have the bird with the feet in the middle and the flower about 1/4 inch from the top. Good. Okay. Oops, not yet. And then the mushroom, I'm just going to attach to the bottom of the feet. Excuse my head a second. Great. Okay. Alright, then we need some Stampin' blends. I'm going to use light and dark Balmy blue for the bird, and I'm going to use the dark on the belly of the bird. And then light Balmy blue on the top of the bird. And then light Smokey Slate for the beak. Okay. And for the mushroom, I'm going to use light and dark So Saffron. And I'm going to take the dark So Saffron first. And I'm going to do the dots and the underneath. Okay. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest of the mushroom with the light So Saffron. Okay. I'm going to use light Mossy Meadow for the grass and the leaf on the flower. And light Flirty Flamingo for the flower. Okay, and that's it for coloring. Not too hard at all. Alright. Now, okay, for the box, this should be dried now, right? Alright, so we're only going to collapse this top part, hopefully. We might have to help along this line here to stay straight. Alright, and just push the middle in and squeeze the front and back. Yeah, that works good. The key to this, to having it fold nicely, is to put your DSP on first and let it dry, because it makes it stiffen up a little bit so it won't curl all the way down. It stops right at the score line. Alright. Okay. Now we're just going to put our image on with some dimensionals. I made a mistake on this, as you can see, so I flipped it over. Okay. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of put this evenly with the same amount on each side sticking out, if I can. That's close. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to get some adhesive backed Velcro dots, and these are 3/8 inch. I always use either 3/8 or 5/8. Those are the ones I have. All right, and I got these at Amazon.com. They also have them at Walmart.com. Some people can find them in their Walmart. I can't. Okay, so we're going to put one as close to the top as you can get, because we're going to tie some ribbon here in the middle there. And then the other one on top with the adhesive facing you. And then just close your box. Make sure that the top is nice and even. It's not off to the side. And then just gently press it. I'm going to try to get it open gently. There we go. And then just give it a good push. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to take the 3/4 inch frayed ribbon. Just going to tie a bow up here. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my fabric scissors, because this is kind of a thick ribbon. So I'm just going to cut it. Alright, and for the final touch, I'm going to use some 2021 to 2023 in color jewels. And the other side of my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to put a green one, I think that's soft succulent, right in the middle of the flower. And then I'm going to put some of the yellow ones, which is, I'm not sure, I don't remember right now. I can't believe I can't remember the names of the in colors last year. And then another one, so we'll just put 3 on there. And then the middle of the flower. These yellowish dots. Alrighty, and that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate the time you spend watching. If you have any questions, my email is below, or you can leave a comment in the question leave a question in the comments. I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the like button if you like my project today. Don't forget, that's the last 2 weeks of Celebration, which is $50 a free gift for every $50 you spend. And if you join now, you get an extra 2 stamp sets for free on top of the $125 worth of product for $99. All right, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.